You ever walk through the bush in Katoomba and stumble across an old rail track or rusted cables? You might have just stepped on a piece of forgotten industrial history and not even known it. Most people think of Katoomba as just waterfalls, bushwalks and tourist buses. But before all that, this place was an industrial powerhouse. Back in the 1880s, a guy named John Britty North had a problem. Coal and oil shale down in the Jamison Valley, but he needed a way to get it all the way up. So he built a tramway, narrow gauge, brutally steep. Gravity fed on the way down, hauled back up with cables. Here's where it gets wild. Parts of that original tramway still exist. Some parts are so overgrown you'd walk right past without even noticing. Historians still argue over how big the network really was. So next time you're out exploring Katoomba, remember you're not just walking through nature, you're walking across hidden history and a forgotten industrial frontier. Makes you wonder what else is out there. Alright, welcome back. Today we're up the Blue Mountains again and we're going to go take a look at something pretty interesting, something that I've been researching for quite a while and just trying to piece together bits and pieces, locations. So today we're going to go have a look at the Old Katoomba Coal Tramway. There's lots of bits and pieces around that we can go take a look at. So I thought today we'll go try and find those, just see what we can see, and kind of pretty cool adventure this one. So I'm not really sure how much of it I'll find, but I do believe there are pieces about. So currently I'm making my way down to the bottom to where the Scenic Railway is, and below there should be the old coal mine. So we'll start down there and we'll go take a look at that, and we'll work our way back up into Katoomba. We'll take a look at sort of where the tramway lay, sort of approximately. I have sort of an idea, and then I'll show a map with that, and we'll go from there. This is fascinating, really, really interesting. So I'll come back when I'm sort of near the bottom, and we'll go from there. This is such an amazing area in here. It just blows me away, it really does. Alright, I'll come back when I'm near, and we'll go from there. Just below, at what is known as North Siding, a coal and shale loader once moved along 3 separate siding tracks, all nestled in a deep cutting. Skips, those small rail carts, came in on the outgoing tramway line. Filled with coal or shale, they were tipped into government railway coal trucks using a device called a tipper. Once emptied, the skips were turned around on a turntable and sent back along the ingoing track. As the tramway continued its journey from North Siding, it crossed a low timber trestle bridge known as the Chute. The bridge spanned the headwaters of Katoomba River and marked the point where the tramway climbed to the crest of the nearby hill. Past that hill was one of the more precarious parts of the journey. A wooden suspension bridge, known as the swinging bridge, unstable and unpredictable. It swayed under the weight of the skips, and at times that swinging motion caused them to fall clean off the track. Bells would ring out to warn the driver to shut off the engine before crossing, a haunting sound in the stillness of the valley. Further along, Hogan's Bridge carried the line to what was called Engine Bank, a vital part of the operation. Here a steam-powered winding engine once provided the muscle needed to move the skips up and down the steep inclines. Later it was replaced by an electric engine. That power was essential for the entire route. even for the stretch that would eventually become the Scenic Railway. And from here, the skips, now empty, would continue down the incline to the coal mine itself. There they'd be turned around once more, refilled and sent back to repeat the process, passing under yet another tipper, fed by the depths of the mine below. The place may be quiet now, overtaken by nature, but if you listen closely you can still hear the faint echoes of industry, the creak of timber bridges, the rumble of skips, and the ring of warning bells, all part of the story that shaped the rugged and beautiful land. So yeah, we'll just head down towards the coal mine, and we'll go take a look and see what's down there. I don't think we're that far off actually, so I'll be back soon. So we're just going down the further steps. Kind of pretty sketchy, I tell you. Jeez. I'm not the best of heights, so yeah. I'll be back soon. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think my nerves are going to be... I think I'll be needing a beer at the end of this. Calm the old nerves. Jeez. This is a little bit better. So yeah, apparently the light's about 3/4 of the way down, so not far off. I'll come back. It's just stunning. It's amazing watching that water just come down off over that cliff and come all the way down. Beautiful down here. This is Vera's Grotto. Beautiful little place. Awesome photo spot. Oh, this is crazy. Massive big overhang. Jeez. This is pretty cool actually.
Médée, vas-y, c'est bien, elle est trop belle, regarde. Vas-y, Médée. Regarde maman. Ouais, ils sont magnifiques aussi. Bon, moi, je vais faire des photos si vous êtes très bons.
That was a funny video.
So you can see the there's the old tramway there. So if you just want to pause and read at your own time. The old coal mine office. Alright, we'll go down here and see if we can find this coal mine and take a look at the bits and pieces that are in there. Oh, this is kind of pretty interesting actually. The old coal mine. Some of the old skips, trolleys, trams. There's the old rail. That's so cool.
been in there, or like the staff allowed to go in there?
I don't know if these are original or they're like reproductions. Probably reproductions, I'd say. Pretty cool though. Alright, what's this? Extract from 1908 geology report. And pause it and just read it at your own time when you want. I guess that's coal in there. A layer of coal. Looks like it. That's cool. Very cool. Wow, we've got some cool statues here.
I know بس وقت بعد عنكم خوي وهيدا بدك توقفي حد هيدا بتصوري؟ لا هون كان يعمل الفحم؟ ما كان عارفة اللي نصوركم انت وياه هذا مع الحصان؟
شو هاي اللي بتطوع على راسهم؟
ليك رؤي
Katoomba Coal Mine, 1878. Oh wow. There's the old skip in there. I reckon that's an original skip. Definitely. Far out. That's pretty cool. Be interesting to see how far they went in, kind of. Yeah, that little skip's cool. Very cool. Some of the old artifacts. That's pretty cool. You take a look and have a look and see what there is up there.
You go on a roller coaster and you see.
That gives a good idea of what the whole thing looked like, where the cutting and the tramway runs up through there. Pretty fascinating, eh? Alright, they really did clear out a lot of bush on that photo.
Oh, here, look. What? Sorry. Erosion of the tree section.
So this is an old skip here from the mine. This is pretty cool. Looks like it's German. Crazy.
Oh, look at this baby.
Yeah. So we'll see if we can find a few more of these. I'm sure there's some about. Katoomba Coal Mine operated intermittently in the 1920s, the 1930s and the 1940s, to close finally in 1945 as a consequence of the shutdown of the Katoomba powerhouse. The first party of passengers on the railway was reported in 1926, which led to the provision of removable seats in the coal wagon. In 1933, a special passenger carriage, the Mountain Devil, was built so that the passengers and tourists could use the Scenic Railway, ushering in the new era for the railway. By the time, there was a regular passenger service on the Scenic Railway in competition with the coal trade. Alright, so we'll go have another look around, see what else we can find, and then yeah, like I said, I'll start making my way to the top and we'll go look at another place with some remnants and that. So yeah, we'll just get going. You can see another piece there. I dare say that's part of the tramway something, not sure what, but yeah, kind of interesting. And yeah, you can see the cables there too running up. Yeah, up through there you can see a cable. That's actually part of the tramway, so I dare say that was part of it too. Oh wow, there's another skip bin down there. It's like right about in there. It's kind of just got two sides and a bit of a frame around the top. That's kind of cool. I actually get to find some bit of stuff around here actually. Here's some more of the cabling. You can just see it looped on that tree right there. So that's part of the tramway as well. I think from what I read there was actually a lot of cabling left around up here, so yeah. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. See what else we can find. Just have to keep our eyes peeled out. If there's any remnants left in the bush. Alright, I'll come back if I see something more. There's more cabling. There's a couple of them there. There's one just up in there. And one just in here. Yeah. More cabling. It's actually gone right up into the trees and that, eh? That's crazy. And down there. This is awesome. Hey, there's an old tin can. Maybe that's part of it. Check that out. How cool is that? Holy moly. That is so cool. The old pulley. Yeah, wow. Unbelievable. You can kind of see where the ropes went through on these pulleys. And there's kind of a bit of a structure over here too. There's a part there. Yeah, there's bits and pieces around all in here. Bits of wood, bits off the actual tramway, there's some cabling. It must be pulley. Wow, crazy. So cool. I dare say that structure is part of it too. I'm not sure really what it would have done, or maybe held something up. It's got like cabling wrapped around it. Right there. That's crazy. Wow, this big pulley. Man, there's so much bits and pieces around all over the place just in this section. There's some more. Yeah. It's like an old can up here. It's not a drum. I'm not sure if that's part of it or had something to do with it, but yeah. So cool. Alright. Kind of glad I found that. It's really interesting. So I'll just make my way down. Yeah, this is fascinating. Crazy. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Hopefully there's some more of these around, so yeah, we'll go have a look and see what else we can find. Cables. Wheel. Yeah, that was kind of pretty cool. So I'm just now back and we're walking up Burrawong Road. There's possibly meant to be some remnants up here. See, like this strip of bush was where the tramway ran up in this strip. I'll show you a map of where it actually lays in Katoomba and where it starts and goes to. And yeah, we're just going to walk up here and just see if we can see anything, because from what I read, you may be able to find some bits and pieces like old rail. Yeah, so we'll have a bit of a nosy around and see what we can find. So I'm just walking up next to Carlton Street, which is meant to run beside where the actual tramway ran up. So I'm literally walking in the middle of that section right now. And we'll just see if we can see anything. Maybe these old remnants or something. I haven't had a lot of luck in these bits. Alright, so I actually walked past this before and I've just come back to have a look because I actually just noticed, and I don't know how, but from my research I actually read that some of the fences around here were actually made from the old rails from the tramway, and I think I just found one of the fences, because that is an old rail track and that looks like it's from the tramway. It's a very small gauge, so I dare say that is from the old tramway. And there's quite a few down there, you can see. It goes right into the bush. It's kind of pretty old fence actually. Yeah, that's fascinating. I'm really glad I found that. That's so cool. Another little part of the tramway that's hidden in the little spots. Yeah, As you see where they join the rails, 2 holes. Yeah, fascinating. Alright, that's really cool. I'm glad I found that. It was one of the things I was actually looking for. I just didn't know how big those rails were. Actually kind of pretty small. So we'll go to our last location, and I have a bit of a talk about this last bit, and that should be about it for the day. That sun's coming out too. It's beautiful. Nice and warm. Alright, so I'll come back in a wee while, and when we're near our place, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we're at our last location, and nestled in the heart of the Blue Mountains. At first glance, these wooden barriers might seem like ordinary remnants of an old racetrack, but they hold a deeper story, one that connects us to the industrial roots of Katoomba. These timber barriers were repurposed from the structures of the Katoomba Coal Tramway, a system that operated from 1882 for over 2 decades. The tramway was an integral to transporting coal and shale from the mines to the main railway line, fueling the growth of the region. When Catalina Park was developed as a motor racing circuit in the early 1960s, these sturdy timbers found new life as safety barriers along the track. They stood alongside Armco and rock walls, marking the edges of the circuit known for its challenging layout and minimal runoff areas. Today, nature reclaims the area. These wooden barriers remain as a silent witness to the park's layered history. From its industrial beginnings to its days of roaring engines, they remind us of the ingenuity of repurposing and the stories that physical structures can tell. So the next time you walk through Catalina Park, take a moment to appreciate these wooden centennials. They are more than just barriers, they are storytellers of a bygone era. So yeah, it's absolutely fascinating, that. It kind of blew me away when I was researching and found that. So yeah, pretty cool. And there is a lot of these barriers around, so I dare say, I don't know how much of that structure there was. It must have been quite big, because there is a lot of these wooden barriers around this track. So we'll go take a little bit of a wander around quickly, have a look, and yeah, I might call it a day. So I'll just go to a few different areas and we'll take a look at the wood and the barriers and that, and then I'll call that a day and probably start heading off. Here's a bit more of the wooden barriers, and different thicknesses and that. So I'm not quite really sure what part of the structures this actually came from the tramway, the Katoomba Coal Tramway, but yeah, definitely from them. So it's just really fascinating these are still here. Kind of cool that it's like a little reminder of the place. Okay, I think that's about it for the day. That was really interesting to explore. I really enjoyed that today, and especially going down to the Scenic Railway. That was really cool, very interesting. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.